let me ask you something. When was the last time you did something just because it made you smile? Not because it was productive, not because it helped the kids, not because it counted. I'm talking about blasting your favorite 90s song in the car, buying a new pen that writes just right, taking 5 minutes to drink coffee in silence instead of reheating it 3 times. Those tiny things, they are not silly. They're dopamine. And if you've been walking around feeling flat, irritable, or disconnected, it's probably because your dopamine tank is bone dry. Today, we're talking about how to refill it in ways that are quick, free, and deeply powerful. If you're here for perfection, you're in the wrong place. I'm Melanie O'Reilly Rogers, aka Not Defined by Motherhood. I'm here to show you that you don't have to lose yourself to prove that you're a good mom. Over here, we talk about the hard, messy, and sometimes unpopular parts of motherhood. I'm going to help you feel validated, hopeful, and less alone in this wild journey. So go grab your favorite current dopamine hit and let's start digging. So what is dopamine and why are moms low on it? Dopamine is the brain's feel-good chemical. It's released when you anticipate or experience something pleasurable. It's the buzz that makes you smile when your coffee tastes perfect, when you cross something off your to-do list, or when your teenager finally gives you an unprompted hug. Here's the kicker. Moms often have depleted dopamine because our days are filled with repetitive, thankless tasks. Laundry, dishes, school forms, none of those give your brain the reward hit it craves. Well, personally, I love filling out school forms, but I'm weird. Instead, it feels like an endless hamster wheel. So, of course, you're reaching for your phone at night to scroll. That little hit of dopamine is the only thing your brain is getting all day. Here's the sad part. Moms often feel guilty for chasing joy. You buy yourself a Starbucks and immediately justify it with, well, I deserve this after a shitty morning. You sneak a piece of chocolate and feel like you have to hide it from your kids, but you need that piece of chocolate because you know the chaos of bedtime is coming soon and you need some joy. We've been conditioned to believe that joy is indulgent, that self-sacrifice equals good motherhood. But when you constantly deny yourself joy, your tank runs empty. And an empty mom tank doesn't create a joyful home. You don't need to earn joy. You don't need to prove you've worked hard enough. Joy is not optional. It's survival. Here's the good news. You don't need a tropical vacation to refill your dopamine. Small joys are incredibly powerful because they're frequent, sustainable, and accessible. Here are some examples. Buying a new notebook or pen. Hello, fellow office supply lovers. Listening to your favorite podcast while folding laundry. Coloring in a book for 10 minutes before bed, lighting a candle while you cook dinner, sending a funny meme to your best friend. These little blips of dopamine are not trivial. They remind your brain that life isn't only about responsibility. They remind you that you're still a person outside of motherhood. They start to add up and make a big difference. So, how do we start building dopamine hits into our day? First step is you're going to identify your current dopamine hits. So what already makes you smile? Think small. A good pen, again, I'm sorry, I love good pens. A certain playlist or a flavored creamer for your coffee. Second, we are going to remove the guilt. So say it with me. I don't need to earn joy. Write it on a sticky note if you have to so that you're staring at it all the time. Third, we are going to sprinkle them throughout the day. And instead of waiting for one big break, like an hour of a break time, give yourself little tiny hits often. A 5-minute dopamine break can shift your entire mood. And finally, make it visible. Put your joy on the calendar, schedule it, make a list of dopamine hits on your fridge so you have reminders when you feel flat. I had a week once where everything was pure chaos. Sick kids, husband out of town, my house was a disaster. I felt like I was disappearing, like my house and my chaos was just swallowing me whole. One night, I grabbed my coloring book and markers after the kids went down for the night, and I just sat for 10 minutes, just 10 minutes. My brain exhaled. It didn't fix the chaos. Everything was still crazy, but it reminded me I still exist. That tiny joy gave me more patience the next morning than any lecture about self-care ever could. Here's your homework and your quick wins for this week. Write a list of 5 things that give you a quick dopamine hit. Do one of them every day this week, not as a reward, not as a trade, just because you're allowed. If this resonated with you, here's your homework. Write down those top 5 dopamine hits and make space for them this week. And don't be shy. I want to hear your story around joy. Reach out and let's schedule a recording because your story can help another mom feel less alone. You can also grab my free guide, What's Really Draining You. Spoiler, it's not just the kids. The link is in the show notes. And don't forget to subscribe or follow, leave a review, or share this with a mom who hasn't laughed or smiled in way too long, because you are not defined by motherhood.